Hey guys, Level Cap here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Gaming. After nearly a month, Battlefield 5 has gotten a new patch. It addressed the Invisible Soldier bug, rebalanced the P08 carbine and revolver, added map-specific skins to transport vehicles and stationary weapons, as well as addressing a handful of minor issues. Another small patch will debut next week to enable Marita, the next map coming to Battlefield 5. After that, update version 4.4 will release towards the end of August. All signs point to 4.4 being dedicated to fixing performance and stability issues across all platforms. Also coming in August are two new maps, Lofoten Islands and Provence, as well as the rank increase to 500. For more information about the updates and new content, be sure to check out my video on Update 4.2. I went in depth on everything, including data mines of the patch that revealed new weapons and potentially a USSR faction being added to the game. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds Season 4 update has arrived. It includes a complete overhaul of the game's original map, Erangel, updating it to the game's more recent visual standards. It's easily the game's most significant update all year. In addition to the map remaster, the update also rebalances several weapons and vehicles, adds a whole new range of cosmetic options, $10 battle pass, and bug fixes. The update was available on the game's test server for a couple of weeks before launching, and I did a video covering pretty much everything that's new. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare intro cinematic for multiplayer matches was released, leading up to the full gameplay reveal that will be happening on August 1st. The cinematic looks like it's rendered in real time and includes some seriously slick animations, especially for a Call of Duty title. Multiplayer is a staple of the Call of Duty franchise, but much about its presentation, from its graphics and animation quality to its sound effects, has felt a bit stale for years. This intro cinematic and the recent gunfight footage shows a lot of updates and a lot of promise. Hopefully the game delivers on all the hype it's building. The first live gameplay demo of Doom Eternal kicks off today as part of QuakeCon 2019. A full reveal of the game's revamped asymmetrical multiplayer mode and more is expected, so be sure to tune in. Doom Eternal is the follow-up to 2016's Doom game that made waves for bringing the franchise back to its roots with a slick, modern presentation and fast-paced gameplay. Eternal launches on November 22nd and is shaping up to be an even bigger, bloodier ride. Wolfenstein Youngblood, a spin-off of the recent games, launched this week to mixed reviews. It's built from the ground up as a co-op experience, so playing it solo is a bit unsatisfying. Other sore spots include an unfulfilling progression system, weak storyline, bad AI, and overly complicated enemy armor system and no split-screen support. All that said, many reviews mention the level design is improved from the last main title in the series, the new Colossus. The Division 2's first episodic expansion, DC Outskirts Expeditions, is now live. It includes two main missions, a new PvE mode called Expedition, updated matchmaking options for the game's Dark Hours raid, as well as new weapons, rebalancing, and more. Players with the game's Year 1 pass can access much of the new content now, while everyone else will have to wait until the 30th for it to be available. Borderlands 3 is adding several new worlds to explore, one of which was recently revealed. Promethea is home to the Atlas Corporation. It's a city planet under siege from another faction. It's war-torn and densely urban, which is a pretty big departure from the game's typical countryside aesthetic. While there's not much in the way of footage, the accompanying screenshots look fairly impressive. Overwatch has a new hero now available on the game's public test server. Sigma is a gravity-altering tank hero. His ultimate lifts affected enemies up in the air and then slams them into the ground, dealing 50% of their total HP as damage. This means anyone caught by it under 50% health will die. He can also throw a rock that stuns targets. When combined, his abilities are a wombo combo of destruction, especially against teams stacked on objectives. Battalion 1944 has found a dedicated following after leaving early access a few months ago, and it looks like things are going to keep rolling as the game's content roadmap has been revealed. Players can expect substantial seasonal updates about every 8 weeks. They will feature new arcade and event game modes, new battle rank seasons, and updated cosmetics. Features based on community feedback as well as the usual bug fixes will also be included in these updates. Mid-season update will make adjustments to balance and make the technical improvements to the game. All of this is free to its player base. The game's first seasonal update goes live on August 1st. Hardware maker Corsair has purchased Origin PC. Origin PC has made a name for themselves as one of the more reputable pre-built PC vendors. Also, full disclosure, they are one of my sponsors. Corsair recently got into the pre-built gaming PC scene with their Corsair One and Vengeance lines. Acquiring Origin bolsters Corsair's hardware with a much broader range of options and price points. It also means Origin can probably offer some of the Corsair products, like their hydro cooling options, at a reduced price. The acquisition also gives Origin access to Corsair's global distribution. Origin's current products are only offered to the US and Canadian customers, so this does actually sound like a pretty good partnership for both companies. Cyberpunk 2077 will have live gameplay demos at Gamescom, which kicks off August 21st. Last year, Cyberpunk's closed-door E3 demo was made available at Gamescom. Following the event, footage of the demo was officially released, giving us our first look at what the game offered. We'll likely get to see footage of the Gamescom demo again following the event this year. That said, we can almost certainly expect an updated gameplay experience from the one we saw last year. Much of the gameplay present in last year's reveal has been updated, refined, and expanded upon. Remedy Entertainment's next game, the sci-fi shooter Control, has gone gold. The game launches on August 27th for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. It borrows much from their previous game Quantum Break's gameplay elements, but builds on them with more supernatural story elements and abilities. Fans of Alan Wake will probably have a lot to look forward to with Control, as it seems like a return to Remedy's Twilight Zone-inspired storytelling roots. An updated version of one of CSGO's staple maps, Cache, is likely coming very soon. CSGO community mapper FM Pwn took over maintaining the map shortly after it was ported to CSGO by its creator, Volcano. Since then, FM Pwn has done one major overhaul of the map and is currently working on finishing another total overhaul. The goal is to update the game with CSGO's more modern look seen in recent remakes of Inferno, Nuke, and Dust 2. Entire areas of Cache have likely been reworked as well. Arma 3's extraterrestrial expansion called Contact is now available. The campaign has you playing a NATO drone operator taking part in a training exercise, but the mission quickly gets more serious as you're tasked with engaging in open conflict with hostile human forces fighting over alien technology. There's a whole new level and tons of content to explore, including new weapons, vehicles, and props that can be used for custom missions and modes. I guess it looks like we're raiding Area 51 after all. Gears of War 5 multiplayer technical test is now live for all Xbox Live Gold subscribers. It's supposedly online until the 29th, though no exact date has been announced. Players can get hands-on with the game's arcade mode, training mode, King of the Hill, updated competitive mode escalation, and Tour of Duty. Epic are rolling out cloud saves for their store. Some select games now offer the ability to store saved data on the cloud. This feature isn't considered officially live, but the few games that currently offer it are using the official system. It's expected to launch within the next 3 months, and other core features will continue to be added, like a shopping cart, user reviews, wish list, and mod support. Rage 2's second major update is now live. It adds a new Game Plus option that lets players start a new campaign with all your unlocks and abilities, as well as an Iron Man mode and Nightmare difficulty option. Quality of life features have also been implemented. Arc tutorials can now be skipped. Pop-up notifications no longer pause the game. Players can now use a flashlight in dark environments. There's also a list of bugs that have been addressed. In our final story this week, it looks like Dying Light 2 will be one of the first cross-gen titles for the next generation consoles. The game's developers recently confirmed it was being built for both existing console hardware and whatever Sony and Microsoft are working on for the future of their consoles. This is in addition to a PC version that will probably be based on the next-gen version of the game, with enhanced features like 4K support, unlocked FPS, and more demanding graphics. And that wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. As always, let me know in the comments if there is an article or story you think we missed that is worth covering, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.